the founder of Dfinity, Dominic Williams, not too long ago said this about ICP. Nothing I say is financial advice, but in a post, he said how a world computer blockchain is on-chain cloud. He says only one blockchain does that today, which is ICP. And that right there is a very bold claim, right? He's saying this, by the way. Again, Dominic Williams, not to be confused with Dominic Mysterio from the WWE. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this right here when it comes to Dominic Williams. Now, if I take a look at this, I do like it. I think it's pretty cool. But really, people like to say, who cares? Okay, sure, this post was made back in January, and as of right now, we're in February, yet ICP, again, now below $3 and around 35 times lower than $100. I'm totally aware of this. However, if I take a look at that right there, if that happens to hypothetically be true, what Dominic Williams is saying, I feel like that just automatically separates ICP from a bunch of different projects out there because supposedly it is the only blockchain, according to Dominic Williams, that does that today. Again, when it comes to World Computer Blockchain, how that is on-chain cloud and how ICP is supposedly the only blockchain that does that today. So if I take a look at that, if that is, again, hypothetically maybe true, I feel like that just automatically, again, separates the Internet Computer from a bunch of other projects out there. However, of course, it doesn't always translate to the charts because clearly ICP is not doing the best. However, I feel like maybe later on this could reflect upon the Internet Computer, I think maybe positively, if let's say there was an altcoin season, because sometimes people are going to take a look back at the track record, the resume, so to speak, of a project later on. It's like, for instance, take a look at Solana, right? For quite a while, it wasn't really doing anything. And then in 2021, we saw what happened. Also, Cardano's native token called ADA. And I think sometimes that's as a result of the project still building and still doing things. So then later, if there's hypothetically an altcoin season, people take a look back at stuff like that. I just don't want to leave right now. Now, granted, people like to tell me, oh, but maybe it could hypothetically go lower. Yeah, I agree, because I can't control this, right? I mean, if ICP wants to go below $2, I can't control that. However, if I just leave right now, at this point, just locked in all of those downward movements, that's it, right? If I leave. Now, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I just don't want to do that. Because if the roller coaster goes down and I just exit at that point, okay, I mean, I rode it all the way down. But sometimes, who knows if it moves in the opposite direction, right? Because in a different scenario, sometimes what goes down might go up. However, we'll wait and see. This is why I just don't want to leave like that, personally. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I just don't want to realize all of the movements in the downwards direction. Sometimes this is my mindset. And sure, $100 being around 35 times away may seem like a very negative thing. As of right now, it may not seem like good at all. Like, that's not such a good thing, people like to tell me. But if I view it from the lens, right, from the perspective of me wanting to dollar cost average, actually taking a look at something like this isn't necessarily, I guess, such a negative thing to me, because if I can dollar cost average at a lower point, I can hypothetically maybe in some cases bring the average down, right, when it comes to the project that I'm dollar cost averaging into. This is my mindset. So when I take a look at, for instance, ICP, yeah, sure, it's around 35 times lower again than $100, but I'm looking to dollar cost average here. So if I can do so at a lower point, I don't see why it's such a big deal to me. Like, I don't know why I'd be so upset. This is my mindset. And again, as long as I'm not exiting anyways, sure, it may not look good in my portfolio, but I just haven't exited, right? Sometimes the way I take a look at it is that it's unrealized anyways. I don't want to realize it by just leaving, but this is my mindset. However, also when I take a look at it as well, ICP, I don't think it's such a bad project. I mean, the Internet Computer, it has an aspect of decentralized AI. I also take a look at how Caffeine AI seems to be being treated very seriously when it comes to Dfinity. It already has these fundamentals. The missing hypothetical ingredient is just maybe an altcoin season. So I'm just going to be waiting if it ever even maybe does happen, but we'll wait and see. But nonetheless, I'm going to be waiting anyways. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's only the captain, and I'll see y'all on the next one.